The roll for the Monday, October 15th Board of Control meeting. It is now 11 a.m. Nan Baker. Joe Nani serving as an alternate for Dan Brady.
Dale should be here shortly. I know he was upstairs.
Okay, thank you. Mike Dever.
Here.
Armin Budish.
Here.
Dennis Kennedy. Lenora Lockett. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Minutes from October 9th. Any questions or comments or changes? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Dever. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. Any public comment?
No public comment at this time.
Tabled items?
And no tabled items.
Okay, let's get started.
And I would like to call the roll for Dale Miller.
Here.
Thank you. First item number BC 2018-691, Department of Public Works, submitting an amendment to a contract with Wiss Janney Eltzner Associates, Inc. for general architectural engineering services, and it's for the period November 28th, 2017 through November 27th, 2020, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $100,000.
Matt Reimer for the Department of Public Works. This is a contract amendment request to one of our general architecture engineering service contracts. This is to continue in-progress work specifically to our building facade assessment and structural inspection program for county facilities. The original contract method was an RFQ from last year where 11 statements of qualifications were reviewed and 2 contracts awarded. So that was the original contract method. Request your consideration of this amendment request.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilman Miller. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Item passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is a two-part item. Item number BC 2018-692, Department of Information Technology. A, submitting an RFP exemption on requisition 43773, which will result in an award recommendation to EP Technology, Inc. in the amount of $3,874 for the purchase of miscellaneous operating supplies for Microplex F60 HD and F90 HD mainframe printers, and B, recommending the award in connection with said RFP exemption.
Janelle Green, Department of IT. This is to purchase several operating supplies, waste toner boxes, cleaning units, etc., for the mainframe printers that are at our operations center. We do buy them in about 6 months increments, only because we've seen that buying beyond that, if they're sitting in the operations center, they often are faulty after the 6 months. So we're only buying them in those times and those quantities. And we are getting them from EP Technologies as they are the approved reseller for the vendor.
Thank you. Questions? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Dever. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, BC 2018-693, Department of Human Resources, submitting an amendment to a master agreement with the Metro Health System for various services, and it's for the period January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2018, to expand the scope of services to add flu shot services effective September 26, 2018, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $70,000.
Good morning, Pat Smock on behalf of the Department of Human Resources. This is the annual agreement with Metro Health to visit county locations and provide flu shots to county employees and our eligible dependents. There is a $1 per shot increase this year over last cost of the shots. There are 9 clinics currently scheduled, and outreach to employees regarding the clinics and the benefits of the shots is ongoing, and we appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, I hope you all got your flu shots. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item passes. Thank you.
I didn't hear anybody second your motion.
Oh, good question. Seconded by Dale Miller. Councilman Miller.
The next item is a two-part item. Item BC 2018-694, Fiscal Office. A, submitting an RFP exemption on requisition 43634, which will result in an award recommendation to Midwest Pre-Sort Mailing Services, Inc., doing business as Midwest Direct, in the amount not to exceed $17,833.38 for printing and mailing of 60,900 2019 dog license applications in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Sections 955.01 and 955.13, and B, recommending the award in connection with said RP exemption.
Thank you.
I can handle this.
That would be good. Mr. Kennedy.
I was going to make a joke, but I'm not.
This is all recorded, remember?
Yes. This is for the applications for dog licenses that we will start very shortly. There was a question raised about if we will bid this next year. We will bid this next year. We went with the same vendor because the animal shelter got new software last year, PetPoint software, and we're still in the process of integrating that into the whole application and mailing process. So we wanted to stay with the same vendor this year, just to reduce any kind of probability for errors, since it's a really compressed time period to send out these dog applications. But we will bid it out next year for sure.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilman Miller. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Thank you.
Next item is a two-part item. The Fiscal Office, item BC 2018-695A, submitting an RFP exemption on requisition 43631, which will result in an award recommendation to International Identification, Inc., doing business as National Band and Tag Co., in the amount not to exceed $9,090 for the purchase of 80,000 2019 metal dog tags in accordance with Ohio Revised Code, Section 955.08, and B, recommending the award in connection with said RFP exemption.
Thank you.
Again, this is tied to this year's application process. These are the actual dog tags that will go out. We're looking at different options in this regard next year as well. So there's a strong probability we'll change this and bid it out next year in conjunction with the previous item.
Any questions? Councilman Miller.
Why do you need 80,000 dog tags and only 60,900 applications?
We're trying to encourage people, Councilman, to register online, and we have had some intermediate success so far to do that.
Okay, fine.
Further questions? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Miller. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Thank you.
Next item is the Fiscal Office again. Item BC 2018-696, Fiscal Office, Office of the Treasurer, submitting an amendment to a contract with F&E Check Protector Company of Ohio, doing business as F&E Payment Pros for licensing, support, training, and maintenance services on the digital remittance processing system, and is for the period October 1st, 2014 through September 30th, 2018, to extend the time period to September 30th, 2019, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $9,335.
Good morning, Chris Murray, County Treasurer, here to present this item. This is an amendment which will allow us to extend service until September of 2019. The increase in cost is primarily due to $6,000 of insurance that we are required to make sure that vendors have, which was waived in previous years. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yes.
Councilman Miller.
Why was the insurance requirement waived in previous years but not this year?
Why was it waived? I do not know why it was waived, but I know that as part of our checklist, there's a cyber insurance now that needs to be attached to services such as this. This is a imaging system. This is a system that allows us to process collections. So any data in and data out, my understanding is we need cyber insurance involved.
Am I correct that the insurance is 2/3 of the cost?
That is correct.
Further questions? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Dever. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, BC 2018-697, Department of Health and Human Services, Cuyahoga Job and Family Services, on behalf of the Community Initiatives Division, Office of Homeless Services, submitting an amendment to a contract with Stella Morris, Inc. for temporary housing for homeless single adult males in Cuyahoga County with substance abuse issues. And it's for the period July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2019, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $70,000.
Good morning, Shari Ware, Office of Homeless Services. This is an amendment to an existing contract with Stella Maris. The contract serves homeless men with substance use disorders who are referred to Stella through the homeless system's coordinated entry system. And at Stella, men can access intensive outpatient treatment, as well as work with Stella staff to find permanent housing and income. And then Stella helps them link with recovery supports when they exit the program.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, why was this delayed from 7/1/2018 to today's date?
So the contract was approved back in the summer. Why these funds were delayed, I don't know, Councilman Miller. I can find out, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we confident that the $70,000 that you're asking for additional funds that ends in 2019, will that be enough? Or do you think you're going to be coming back?
No, because this is in addition to funds that were already approved for the contract. So
This should be all that you need.
Any further questions? Seeing none, I move to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Nani. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Thank you. We're on to the consent agenda, items 698 through 704. Please take a look. And does anybody have any questions? Yes, Mr. Kennedy.
The one, Pat, for the health clubs, is that the health club that you have to belong to, or are they just running a program to monitor?
You're referring to 698?
698, yeah, I'm sorry.
So this is an agreement, Pat Smock on behalf of Human Resources, this is an agreement with an organization that provides a program called Active and Fit Direct. Employees have the opportunity to pay $25 a month, and it gives you access to 9,000 nationwide health clubs. So rather than paying a particular health club directly, you pay to this organization. They have the partnership with the health club. It's a month-to-month program. Employees that participate are obligated to do 3 months activities, and then after that it's month-to-month. They can drop out at any time. So it doesn't, if you're paying currently to a health club, you could pay, and they have a relationship with this organization, you could pay to the organization instead. If then you want to stop your membership in Active and Fit Direct, you go back to your health club with your normal membership fee. It's beneficial, really. It's for employees, spouses, and any dependent over the age of 18. I can see those who travel, if they have spouses that travel, or certainly children that are away in college, et cetera. It opens a lot of opportunities up to them.
But if you're already enrolled in a club, does that count towards the wellness, or does it have to go through this?
No, there's no obligation. Sorry, I misunderstood your question. If you're already in a club and you're participating in our wellness program and getting points that way, you continue on doing what you're doing. This is just another option for you.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Councilman Miller.
This question is for our county executive, and I note the travel items that we get every week, and I know there were 2 items and totaled $12,000, and this over time adds up to a good amount of money, and given the budgetary challenges that we're facing, I'm wondering whether the administration has given any thought to doing a comprehensive review of our travel and seeing if everything that we're paying for travel is essential. I'm sure it's all good in some ways and has benefits, but when the finances are as short as they are, there's choices that need to be made, and I'm wondering if we're looking at this.
Yes, we are. We've had multiple conversations with the chiefs and directors, and we have, in fact, turned down a number of requests before they even get here. So we're trying to keep it to items that are high level of benefit to the county.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine.
But your points about the budgets are all accurate.
Okay, thank you.
Further questions or comments? Yes, Councilwoman Baker.
Yes, on the UPK contract.
Which number is that?
That is at 699. Just
Yes.
curious, it's been now in effect, lots of dollars have been appropriated toward it, and I wonder where we are at in analyzing the data. And I understand the state has changed it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they, I guess? Are they analyzing it at least to a point where they're asking for remedial help of those children that aren't doing well? And are you following the same guidelines that they are?
Yes, and yes.
Long question.
There's a system in place for the remedial intervention management plan, which is in first grade and second grade, they do a reading and assessment. It's not the official third grade reading assessment. It's still shaking out as to when that's administered, who it's administered to. So the state is trying to work on making that more coherent. And then we hope to get that data. We don't have that RIMP data yet. We hope to get it and be able to make some sense of it. We do have some third grade reading assessment data. We're looking at it. It's one of the challenges is just we're having trouble matching the kids. So we have a list of children who've been in UPK. We have a list of scores from the schools, and there's a big job to match those kids. So our partners at CASE are working through it. We've got a couple hundred matched. We need a much bigger sample in order to draw our conclusions.
Do you have, if I may, do you have any idea when you think you'll have a pretty good understanding of, because we're expanding and contributing and it's been since, when was the inception? Back in 2000?
The original inception was in 2007.
2007.
Yeah. So we have quite a few cohorts that have already taken the third grade reading assessment. Councilman, 6 months. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't do the evaluation piece of it, so I really would just be kind of making a number up. But I talked to our evaluation manager this morning, and she assures me they're working on it, and we do feel much, much better about what we're seeing in the kindergarten readiness assessment, and we've got a protocol in place. We've analyzed that. We've seen the impact there on the entry to kindergarten.
Right.
So I feel like we're doing a good job getting that data, and then our work on the other assessments is ongoing.
Okay, I'd be interested to
Keep you
know when,
posted, yeah.
when those assessments and the outcomes of what
Absolutely.
we're investigating.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Any other questions on any of the items? Seeing none, I move to approve consent agenda items 698 through 704. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilman Miller. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda items are approved. Is there any other business?
No other business at this time.
Is there any public comment?
Yes.
I move to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Mr. Nani. All those in favor, please say aye. We are adjourned.
No call.